October, everybody. October is officially over. Today is Halloween. It's spooky day, everybody. Did you get spooked or did you not? It's that time of the month again where I review, where I just look back at every movie, everything that I watched in that particular month. I categorize them in three group, the ones in where I think you should skip it, and there's this middle ground. I still don't know how to call it, but there's certain condition to be filled for these films for you to watch it or don't watch it, and then there's the must watch of the month. This month it has not been a really good month for film, and for those who are new here, thank you very much. We just hit 100. I didn't make a video about it because I don't think it's appropriate, but anyway, thank you all for being here. And if you don't know the premise of the show, is basically the idea of it is to recommend you guys what to watch and what not to watch, and put some things under your radar so that you can go check it out if you're interested. But just as a disclaimer, like I said in every single one of these videos, just because I don't like a film doesn't mean you won't like a film. Just because I loved it doesn't mean you will love it. So it's very subjective. With that being said, let's just jump into it. Starting with the skip it list, I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit shorter than usual. Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween. I didn't like this movie, but it doesn't mean you can't have fun in the theater. This film, I thought it was fun, particular for kids. It doesn't have that magic in the first one. The first one, I thought it was way better because of the writing. The second one just felt like characters are so hallowed and they have no idea how to end the film. We have like multiple subplots building up, and by the end of the film they just completely dropped it and forget about those. They have no idea how to end this one, but I think you can go see it for the special effect. It doesn't look that bad. It blends pretty good with real life. And I think that's about it though. Next up, we have All About Nina. I watched this movie only because the reviews online are pretty solid, and that's why I walked into this movie. It's the same thing that I've been watching. I mean, we've been getting for a long time. It's the same thing. It has potential. Let me just say that. What is All About Nina about? It's basically about this failing comic who goes to Los Angeles, and then she meets Common's character, another guy in the bar, and they hit it up and they have this relationship going on, and while at the same time she needs to figure her life out by herself because her life is falling apart. She is really sloppy and everything. It's basically the Izzy gets the fuck across town with Mary Elizabeth Winstead in it. This film has potential. It could be really funny. It could be really heart-wrenching to watch. It could be really emotional at times, but it just never got there. The direction was pretty boring. The chemistry is a little bit shallow, and overall I forgot about this movie almost instantly. The last one on this list is The Sisters Brothers. I'm not sure if I should put this one here or the next list, but I put it here mainly because I instantly forget about these films. There are a lot, I would say 80% of the movies in a year I can forget about it instantly because they're just so forgettable. The Sister Brothers, I thought it was okay, but I think it was just a major misfire. The cast was fantastic, but it was underused. The Sister Brothers is adapted from a novel. It tells a story about the two brothers. Their last name is Sisters. That's why they call themselves Sister Brothers. They go on this mission of killing another guy who has this formula of finding gold, and then we just follow them on this journey while they sort their relationship a little bit, relationship out. The sound design was cool. The atmosphere was good. I give them that. But everything else, it's just kind of weird. Especially the screenplay. After the first hour, after the midpoint hit, the screenplay completely derailed to another thing that doesn't belong with the whole script, I would say. It doesn't feel like it's one movie. It feels like two movies in the first half and the second half putting together, and we have this whole. It just doesn't feel like this organic story arc that is going on screen. And I think that is the biggest reason why I put this on the skip it list. Now we go into the list number 2. These are the movies, like I said, there are certain conditions to be fulfilled for you to watch it or don't watch it. It is completely up to you. I will give you some information for you to pique your interest maybe or not pique your interest. Is totally up to you. First up, we have Venom. This movie is very controversial. Look, I walked into this movie expect this one to be a skip it because I didn't expect anything else. I just wanted to go in, see some Venom and Tom Hardy. That's it. And when I walked out, that's exactly what I got. That's why I enjoyed this movie. Venom is enjoyable. I don't need to talk to you guys about the plot. I think everyone out there knows the plot about Venom. You know, it's just Venom and Tom Hardy together and they fight some people. That's pretty much it. I had fun in the theater watching Venom. Is it good? No. The writing is it's bad. It doesn't explain anything, especially when the final battle is happening, you can't see a damn thing. It's just Venom, you know, coming together. It doesn't. Tom Hardy really gave his best and is only in the condition list because if you want to have fun, if you don't care about the writing, if you don't care about the special effects, the special effect looks like ass. It looks like someone just did it in Premiere Pro or something like that. If you don't care about those stuff, you just want to have fun maybe a little bit, go watch Venom. I don't see any problem with that. Next one, we have Halloween. That's right, I put Halloween in the condition list because here's the thing. I didn't really expect to enjoy a Halloween film in 2018, especially a slasher film. I'm not a big fan of slashers, you know, from the beginning. The original Halloween, I thought it was really well directed, but I'm not a big fan. I'm not like a huge fan of it. I thought it was well directed, and that's about it. Halloween 2018 though, I thought you can enjoy this movie just from that level, just from Michael Myers killing people. And if you enjoy that, you're gonna enjoy this movie. Does it have problems? Yeah, it wastes your time a lot. It does have some writing problems. There are a lot of things that I don't agree with. There are so many scrap characters where you take these characters out, nothing will change, the story doesn't change. There are a lot of that, but I enjoyed this movie just because Michael Myers is killing people, and I think most of the people enjoyed this movie because of that. So it's up to you if you want to watch it. Go watch it if you want to. Next one, we have Bad Times at the El Royale. No Place for a Priest. It's not even funny. Like, this one is directed and written by Drew Goddard. A lot of people love his writing style. I'm not a big fan of his writing style. I don't have anything personal against the guy. He obviously knows what he's doing, but there's something in his writing that I'm not a particular fan of. He wrote Cabin in the Woods, Cloverfield, World War Z. Not the best work of his is definitely The Martian. The Martian, I thought it was pretty good. But Bad Times at the El Royale tells a story about this particular hotel that is right on the border of California and Nevada. So you can decide to stay in California, which will cost $1 more on everything almost, and you can stay in Nevada. When 7 strangers come to this hotel, they discover some secrets about each other, and they all have the reasons in this hotel, so that we have this little mystery thriller vibe and suspense going on. I thought this film dragged a lot, especially in the last 30 minutes. This story was told non-linearly, and as you may know, I'm a big fan of non-linear storytelling. I think it's a fantastic way of unfolding a story. It's really unique style of storytelling. That's why I'm a big fan of Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino, whatnot. But I thought this film, I would say it worked most of the time when the non-linear aspect thing and when they play with the perspective, most of the time it worked. But sometimes the flashback are way too long. We have this entire sequence misplaced in certain sequence, and then it just feels so out of left field. It dragged down the pacing. But hell, overall, Bad Times at the El Royale, I thought it was fine times at the theater. Go watch this movie. I think it's enjoyable. But I don't think it's a must watch of the month. Alright, next one we have First Man. First Man, here's the thing. It's really easy to sum this movie up. I thought the first 2/3 of the movie made like an hour and 40 minutes. 2/3 of the movie, it's boring. It's kind of boring. There's really nothing much to it. It's just basically characters trying out technology in NASA. That's about it. You guys know what First Man is about. It's about the first man on the moon, our Lord and Savior Neil Armstrong, and his story. Particularly, this movie focuses on his family drama, his wife, his kids, his relationship with his friends, and it just feels like nothing really happens in the first 2/3 of the movie. You just kind of like, okay, we have this glimpse of what Neil Armstrong's life is, and that's about it. It drags on for a long time. However, when it got to the space in the last maybe 35 to 40 minutes, that is where shit gets real. That is where, well, that is the movie I wanted to watch in the first place. Whenever we were on space, the aspect ratio go to IMAX. It's stunning, visually stunning, very emotional. There's this thing happening at the actual moon. I'm not spoiling anything. There's something happening on the moon, and yeah, I thought it was really, really touching. Next one, we have The Old Man and the Gun. This is a biographical film that tells a story about an old man that goes rob banks, and that's all he likes to do. When he does it, he's just smiling all the time. It's his passion of just robbing banks. But he doesn't go in banks guns are blazing. He walks in with a suit, with a briefcase. He talks to the employer or employee. He will be like, hey, this is a robbery. Don't scream because I like you. Give me all your money, and nobody gets hurt. And that's this story. And we have this cat and mouse chase story about a cop played by Casey Affleck trying to get him. This film was directed and written by David Lowery. I am a big fan of A Ghost Story. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. A Ghost Story is one of the most unique films I've ever seen. It's one of the most emotional films I've ever seen. Of course, I'm going to want to watch this one. I would say it's a little bit disappointment, but it doesn't mean it's a bad movie. There are things that I think the filmmakers should flesh out even more. It's particularly Casey Affleck's character, because he plays this detective trying to catch him. But it just feels like this character is so detached from the movie. Script doesn't do anything to flesh his character out, and I think he is one of the most interesting aspects of the film. And on the other hand, we have the old man. Is obviously the most fleshed out character in the film because he is the main character. But I think he can be fleshed out even more. Even his lady friend. There are things to be tweaked with. I think it could be better, but you can watch this movie and enjoy it. I listened back to the score. It's really old school. I don't know how to explain it. It's really old school. Once you hear the score, you immediately feels like you're in that time frame, and that is the brilliancy in that. The Old Man and the Gun. Next up, we have Johnny English Strikes Again. Looky here. This movie is not a good movie. This is the third installment of Johnny English franchise. Probably the last, maybe the last, hopefully the last. No one really cares about this one. But I think if you enjoyed previous two, you're going to enjoy this one. It's not a good movie, right? It's not a good movie if we're really going to go harsh on that with the writing and the performances and the editing and the directing. I just don't see the point of that. Go into this movie, enjoy yourself, and then get out. What's the problem with that? There's some good car chase scene. It's just so cool to see Rowan Atkinson on the big screen, and I think you should go see it to support him. But if we're really going to be critic-y, this is not a good movie at all. Last one on the condition list, we have The Hate You Give. I am really split on this one. I don't know what to think of this movie. I made a video about The Hate You Give and the thoughts I have. Go watch that video and you will understand how I feel about this movie. It just feels... It's real, right? The good thing about it is so real. But the bad thing, on the other hand, that it is real. The good thing becomes a bad thing, and the bad thing becomes a good thing. When does film stop being films? I'm not gonna say this whole piece again. Go watch the video that I made. I'll leave a card right over there. Go check that out and tell me in the comments what you think of this movie. Alright, now we're done with the second list. Let's go to the must watch. But before that, ding ding ding. That's right, ding ding ding. We have an intermission, everybody. This video is so long that we need one intermission about it. And in this intermission, I want to tell you guys to watch The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix. I watched this show day one. I fell in love with it. Mike Flanagan is one of my favorite horror director of all time. Here's the thing. I was on that Mike Flanagan train way before all of y'all, okay? When Oculus was a thing, nobody was talking about it. I was there, okay? Oculus is fucking fantastic. Mike Flanagan has a style of directing horror that you really haven't seen ever. And here he created The Haunting of Hill House. It was based on a novel. It tells a story about this family living in this haunted house and how it affects them personally. And we have this family drama, relationship drama, marriage drama, friendships and whatnot. It doesn't play the usual trope in a horror series. This show is about family. It's about family drama because they understand the scariest thing. It's not about the jump scare with a ghost. It's about a broken family, and that is the theme of The Haunting of Hill House. Go watch this show. and you'll thank me for the rest of your life. Ding ding ding. Okay, the intermission is over. Let's get to the must watch list. Let's just start with mid-90s. Guess when this movie took place. Oh wow, mid-90s. Oh, you're so smart. Of course it took place in mid-90s. It's your boy Jonah Hill's directorial debut. I thought he did a fantastic job with this one. Although it felt like the ending could be a little bit better, the execution of some sequences and scenes could be a little bit better, but the story itself is really heart-wrenching. There are a lot of the scenes that are really controversial. People are talking about this movie just because of that. I don't get it, just shut up and enjoy it. What's so hard about enjoying life? Are we just gonna bitch about everything? This movie is so real. It's so real, and that is the best thing about mid-90s. It's presented in 3x4, really, a really old school style. It gives you that. It feels like a home movie at times. This film is fantastic. Everyone in this film, the performances are fantastic. The mid-90s is about this 13-year-old boy, Stevie, who meets with these skateboard friends on the street, and they just start skateboarding. And then we get this deep look at what skateboarding really means to each one of the characters. And it's so real. Next one, we have Free Solo. I watched this movie not expecting anything. I walked out, surprised. It surprised the hell out of me. Free Solo is a documentary. Don't look this movie up. Don't look at anything about this movie. I want you guys to watch this movie blind, so that you get the feeling that I had. Because Free Solo is about this guy called Alex. He is trying to climb this wall, this 33,000 feet wall, without a rope, to see if he makes it. I don't know. I don't want you guys to know if he makes it, so don't look this movie up. Watch this documentary blind. If you like The Walk, you're gonna like this one because height is a fear, and if you like The Walk, you're gonna like this one. Last one on the list. This one, a lot of people are talking about it. It's not even a surprise when I put this one here. Everyone is talking about it. A Star is Born. When I first watched the trailer, I didn't give a fuck about this one. A Star is Born, who the fuck cares, right? After watching this, though, this one is hitting up the Oscars next year like crazy. Definitely. Best Director nominated, definitely. Best Actor nominated, definitely. Supporting Actor, definitely nominated. This film is the Oscar film of next year so far, and is already November. A Star is Born is about a star is born, that it's just some failing artist is become a star, and that's it. This film, the strongest bits about this film is really the theme. Go watch this movie for the theme. I don't have much to say about the film. The direction is brutally real. It's fantastic. Supporting actor, Lady Gaga's performance, I thought some of them she killed it. Some of them it just feels like she's acting, but overall she's good. Watch this one for the theme, for the direction, for the performances Bradley Cooper gave. I mean, that is fucking, that's a performance right there. And of course, best original song at the Oscars, maybe best, I don't know, shit like that at the Oscar. This film is fantastic, and that concludes of this month's movies of the month. Yeah, it has not been a good month for film, but we have some good things in there, like A Star is Born, mid-90s, Free Solo. And I think that's about it. But most of the time, these movies are enjoyable. It just, I don't think it fits with that definition of, oh, you must watch this movie in this month. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment on what I missed. There's definitely a lot of movies that I missed. There's so many movies coming out. I can't watch all of them. I try to watch as much as possible. So tell me in the comments what I missed. Tell me in the comments what's your favorite movies of the month. Like and share this video with your grandparents and everyone subscribe so that you can see more of my videos. Remember, you have the right to do whatever you want. Nothing you say or do can be used against you by anyone, but I really like it if you subscribe, please, and thank you.